there, it's Mal again, and welcome back to this She-Ra review series. For those of you who missed it, you should totally click the iCard and go watch it. Last week, we took a look at the opening 2 episodes, and I surprised myself with how much I liked it. Now, I would like to restate, or did I state last time, that I don't hate She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. It has a lot of cool scenes and characters, and overall was pretty enjoyable. What did grind my gears, though, was some of the continuity and missed opportunities. But we'll get into those as they come, because today we're looking at episodes 2 and 3, namely Raz, where she creates or transforms Swiftwind and discovers Light Hope and her destiny, etc., and Flowers for She-Ra, where we get to see a little bit behind Adora's "I've got this" mask that she puts up a lot. So, to start off with the positive, I really like this show's song. The first couple of times I heard it, I was a little like, but the more I listen to it, the more it has actually kind of become a little bit my anthem. I cannot express how much I love this song, cheesy as it is. Like, for all of the criticism that I will give this show, its music is on point. Another thing that I really liked about Flowers for She-Ra in particular was being able to see Adora as a vulnerable teenager, just kind of like expressing her doubts and her fears as she realized she's bit off a little bit more than she can probably chew. Another Adora plot point that I really liked was her vague flashbacks that she had in Raz. Like, you can tell that they're important, but it leaves some mystery for the audience to wonder about. If we move on to the message or theme, there was one quote that I absolutely loved that set a really powerful tone for the show. The quote was, "Wicked people destroy what they cannot control." I mean, so far we've heard the Horde say that they're trying to destroy the Whispering Woods because they can't get through them. We also saw in Flowers for She-Ra that they were literally injecting poison into the root system instead of the poisoning simply being a byproduct of pollution, which I was expecting. I hope they delve into this a little bit more, if this is indeed the theme, since it's a really good thing for each of us to be on the lookout for within ourselves. She-Ra also had some really good fight scene beats in these 2 episodes. They flowed much better and actually felt like things were happening instead of people just kind of standing around waiting for She-Ra to punch them in the face. Also, Catra is 10 out of 10. All of her scenes are so good, especially when she has her interactions with Shadow Weaver, and you can tell that these 2 characters have a lot of history, and you can see like the fear that Catra has with Shadow Weaver, even though she's trying to act tough and things like that, and just being able to see the emotions in these characters was really, really nice. And then also, one thing that I feel like is not talked about enough is when Shadow Weaver was getting depowered or whatever and kind of started to crumple over, or, was obviously in pain. Catra, instead of like, "Oh, haha, you're not powerful," or whatever, like you would probably expect, she actually showed some genuine concern, which was really, really cool to see, just like another aspect of Catra and how that fits into her characterization and everything. So now for some of the things that I was less than happy with. It was mostly just a few minor-ish continuity errors, sort of, and they were mostly non-plot relevant, but still some plot holes from a design point of view that kind of bothered me. First was when Swiftwind blew Adora's robe thing off of her. Obviously this is super, super nitpicky, even for me, but I guess it was mostly just the way that they drew her robe was, I don't know, for me, I'm a very detail-oriented person, so the way that they drew the robe, it should not have been able to fly off that easily, and so maybe just like drawing it less securely would have completely fixed that. I don't know. It was like I said, super nitpicky, but it was something that I noticed. And the other one, again, design detail thing, was when did Adora get her jacket back? Like, all through the 3rd episode, she didn't have it, because obviously they left it in the woods in episode 2, and then in episode 4, all of a sudden she has it back, and it's just like, wait, when did that happen? So, again, another super nitpicky thing. The last one, though, is a lot more plot relevant because it's kind of like a mini Deus Ex Machina. Is when Shira or Adora pulls the Sword of Protection out of nowhere. Like, this is the scene where they are dressed up as the guards and they try and infiltrate the place to try and figure out what's going on with the plants. And they get caught, and so they have to go and fight and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, Adora has her sword, and it's like, wait, where? We've seen her at multiple angles. Obviously, her sword is not there. Where did that come from? Like, I don't know. Because, like, for me, an easy fix would be to have Glimmer teleport to the sword and teleport back. You know, just have her flash in and out and have Adora grab the sword from Glimmer. But then I guess they would have to explain, oh, we can't teleport into the thing because X, Y, and Z. And by that, I mean going the disguise route as opposed to just teleporting in and hoping for the best. But I feel like we could have also, like, inferred that. I mean, I know with the jacket thing, I'm being nitpicky about having to infer things, but I don't know. The sword coming out of nowhere really bothered me a lot more than the other two things. Those two things were just a couple of minor things that I noticed. And then the other thing, this one's more tone and message wise, is the whole just try harder thing. Like when Adora was trying to figure out how to heal, and Bo and Glimmer are like, oh, just try harder, just try harder. Like, you're just not trying hard enough. And it's like, this trope feels a little bit kind of like a personal attack to me because I have a really bad habit of over trying to the point that I fail and then feeling like I just have to try harder. But since my problem is that I'm over trying, it just gets worse. And I mean, obviously there are times where just a little bit more effort will help things, but most of the time doing the same thing over and over again doesn't change everything, even if you just try harder. Another phrase they could have used that would have been a little bit healthier would be like try something different, because let's be honest, Adora was literally like they I feel like putting more effort into a destructive blast isn't going to make it any less of a destructive blast. So, like, maybe suggesting she use a different technique instead of just trying harder, which is just such an abstract thing. Like, ugh. So, yeah, that trope really grinds my gears. But I mean, you know, other than that, everything else was really good. I love the song so much. Um, and so I'll give this one a 7 out of 5, or 7 out of 5. Wow, 7.5 out of 10. Just it was a little bit more annoying continuity wise than the first couple episodes and the whole just try harder thing, but it was still they were still pretty solid episodes. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Goodness. Well, thank you all for watching. And if you are new here, subscribe to be notified when the next episode drops. And if you liked it, leave a like. And if you would like me to explain any more of my views, go ahead and leave a comment down below. You can also find links to my Twitter accounts in the description. I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.